might have possibly taken her child into a tanning booth. Let's forget for a moment that the woman didn't take her daughter into the actual tanning booth. In other words, the 5-year-old was not exposed to UV radiation. Let's instead look at the hysteria that this has caused and the irrationality of people in trying to prevent people, apparently in droves, from taking their children into tanning booths. So much so that we need a law banning it. Let's talk about these tanning booths. I'm a monkey, so I have a hard time tanning, but I've seen plenty of you pink-bellied humans using them. I also see plenty of people smoking and lots of people walking around who obviously indulged in too much eating. A tanning booth, like everything else in life, is a risk. Some of you numbnuts would have the government remove all risks from our lives and call it freedom. Of course, certainly most of you mushheads will stand up and claim that this is to protect the children. The children! We can't have the mindless masses bringing their children to tanning booths. It would be an epidemic. So clearly, these laws have prevented hundreds of thousands or millions of children from being trucked down to tanning booths against their will, right? I mean, laws should make sense, right? And also, we hope, be economical. I mean, we wouldn't want to spend time and money, aka resources, policing something that's not a problem, right? We wouldn't do that, no! So here we are, back at this poor woman, who, of course, the media has portrayed in the worst possible light, literally. Oops, wrong picture. There she is. Is she wacky? Maybe, but no wackier than any of you and the wacky things you all do. And rarely do you see the kind of disdain heaped on this woman on people who are eating themselves to death. A much more probable cause of dying prematurely than melanoma. But what she does is one thing. What she exposes her child to is another, right? As a concerned public who has nothing better to do than to interfere in other people's lives, we need to make sure this woman, like the millions of others who might, doesn't bring her kid to the tanning booth. I mean, after all, the kid could get a burn, or worse, a tan. Thank goodness we have this law in place. With it, people looking to abuse their children by dousing them with UV radiation are out of luck. Where else will these deviant, despicable sociopaths be able to get their UV weapons of torture? Oh, right, the sun! You know, that big ball of gas in the sky that's responsible for all life on the planet? That's right, if these crazed UV torturing lunatics really wanted to abuse their children by giving them severe burns or inflicting them with skin cancer, they need look no further than over our heads. Hell, you can stick a kid outside without a shirt on for hours at a time, and no one would ever know until the kid was in school with severe blisters on their face every day. But you know what? We already have laws concerning that, and they're called child abuse laws. They protect children when unreasonable harm is done. We have children breathing in secondhand smoke on a daily basis, being fed to the point that they develop diabetes and other problems, and we're going to focus our concerns on tanning beds? This is the best place to spend money and resources? Shouldn't we also stop kids from getting into swimming pools, which are infinitely more dangerous for a child than any tanning booth will ever be? We've all gotten burns as kids, and a lot of us still do as adults. Shouldn't those people who go to the beach with their children also be policed to make sure they are wearing approved suntan lotion, or if they are not going in the water, that they keep all their clothes on? Passing stupid laws like this doesn't accomplish anything. Shouldn't laws be held up to some standard? And laws like this have consequences. They must be enforced. Violators will be prosecuted, even if it didn't happen. And all of that takes money. Your money, my money. Does anyone think, anyone, anywhere, that this law has reduced child abuse? Do we have any evidence that this will reduce cases of melanoma? Do we have any evidence that this is even a problem at all? Or do most of us already know about UV radiation and can use our best judgment when it comes to tanning booths and the sun? After all, these child abusers can always buy their own tanning booths and stick those kids in them anytime they want!